In the hood, I was called the crazy old white man. Then I moved to downtown Detroit, and I became Then I went on internet radio, and I was just called the crazy old man. So please, listen to the Crazy Old Man Network. Thank you. Well, hello there. I'm back again. I decided to do this editorial in between the news shows. I'm talking about self-destruction of humanity. I'm a firm believer that it seems like the more intelligent you get, the dumber you get, or more ignorant, whichever way you want to do it, or more stupid. And the greedier you get, it's the same. Sometimes it's both. And God gave us, now you atheists aren't going to believe me when I say God gave us, but whoever you think did it, or it's just that as the human race evolved, it got more intelligent. Now I'm going to use the God thing. I am not a religious person. I do not belong to any religion. I am not a Christian. I do believe in God. I almost died a few times. In fact, did die a couple times and come back. That sort of makes you believe in God. Anyway, let's get on with the talk here. I feel that these greedy people that are polluting our atmosphere, they're going to be killing off humanity. For one thing, they're stupid. They don't think about what's happening. They don't see what's coming. The only scientists that disagree with global warming and climate change are the ones who are paid by the people who are causing global warming and climate change. And Some say it's over 99% of the scientists in the field believe in climate change. Then, especially the Republicans were saying, well, look at the winter. We had a colder winter than ever so far. All this snow. But the problem is that look at the north, look at the Arctic Circle. It's warmer there than ever before. Anchorage, Alaska was warmer than Atlanta, Georgia in the last couple of weeks. To me, that's saying that something's happening. California and Australia, you're having droughts and fires caused by the droughts. That seems to be global warming. California didn't have a rainy season. So we got problems. And here's what's happening. These rich folks who are against global warming, Koch brothers, oil companies, coal companies, they are gas companies too. They know damn well that they are causing the destruction of the human race. Earth isn't going to be destroyed. It's happened before, but at that time it was because of the volcanoes. And the volcanoes may decide to erupt too, because looking at Yellowstone Park, that's on top of a big old volcano that if it erupts, it'll probably destroy half of the U.S. And maybe all of humanity. And if the Republicans were alive, they say, see, it wasn't us, it was a volcano. But the odds are that that's not going to happen for a million years or more. So it won't be it, it'll be you. What gets me is they probably only give a damn about themselves. They don't care about their children or their grandchildren. Odds are their children are going to make it, but the grandchildren I don't think will. And I know their grandchildren won't. But they don't care. All they care about is the present. All they care about is the money. They got more money than they can ever spend, or their kids can ever spend. And besides that, to me, most of them now got the money from their parents. And they must think that when they die, they can take it with them, but they can't. If they could, it would burn in hell anyway. And then, another thing about it is that, to me, these kids, their kids, and in most cases them, are complete assholes because they've had everything given to them. They haven't had to work. Now, some of them get involved with the company, and some of them are pretty smart. They go to the best schools. They get everything that the middle class and especially the poor don't get. And they don't give a shit about anybody but themselves. And then our country supports them too. They don't have to worry about paying a lot of taxes. That's one reason why our economy's gone down the tubes, because they don't pay taxes. And the corporations aren't paying taxes. The big ones aren't, and the ones that do aren't paying their fair share. But the Republicans, they say, well, they shouldn't have to pay taxes. If you tax them, it's going to cut down on labor and our economy is going to get better. Hey, look, dumbasses. What's happened to our economy? Our economy has gone bad because of something that was done by Republicans and one Democrat. And now our present president is fucking up too. Now, Reagan started the downfall. Cut the taxes on the rich and the corporations. He blew the union. He tried to get rid of the unions. And now the unions are just about out. And then when Clinton comes along, he decides, they don't know. They think I'm a Democrat. I'm really a Republican. And he passes NAFTA. NAFTA was a destruction of the middle class. And now they're talking about the TPP. Hell, guys, you don't have a middle class left. You sure won't if the TPP gets in there. And what gets me is these idiots that have these corporations don't realize they ship the jobs overseas to slave labor. They look at all the money we're saving. You got these companies that are making all kinds of money because they got slave labor. Who's buying this shit? I mean, people here aren't going to be able to buy it. And they're the ones that made the money for them. The laborers made pretty damn good products. They ain't no more. I look at those designer clothes that are made overseas. You sit there and you get ripped off completely on them because you probably have a profit margin of at least 80% or more because of the cheap labor. It doesn't make any sense to me. And what's happening with this global warming shit is eventually it's going to get so bad that the human race is going to be gone. Going to die off. Along with the animals, along with a lot of the plant life. The only thing left is going to be the damn cockroaches. They can always find food. They do better with people because they eat the stuff that people throw away. Let me tell you a little story. You may not believe this, but I swear it's true. I cooked something in the microwave. It was on high for about 10 minutes. And when the microwave goes off, I open a door. Before I get my food, a damn cockroach walked out of the microwave. I mean, if a microwave can't kill a cockroach, and what can. And it's getting to where the stuff that they spray on cockroaches is beginning to say, they're beginning to say, hey, this shit tastes good. And it gets to a point where it doesn't bother them. And along with global warming is nuclear power. Now, I've been around since before nuclear power, and I saw it come into effect. And I didn't trust it. You had the 3 Mile Island thing where, and then you had Chernobyl. And Chernobyl is worse than 3 Mile Island. And you had Fukushima. And to me, the Japanese got great big problems. But it's not only the Japanese. It's coming to the West Coast. And you're going to lose a lot of people because of it. Then you got the idiots that run the military using depleted uranium. People in Iraq, children are being born with 2 heads, extra arms, or missing parts. And it's also happening to our soldiers' children. Our soldiers are getting cancer because of depleted uranium. Also happened in Europe when the United States went in there and killed a bunch of people. See, the United States has a habit of killing people that are innocent. And they don't give a damn about our troops because they come home and a hell of a lot of them are homeless. They come home addicted to drugs. One of my best friends, he was murdered with a drug hit, but they made it look like a suicide. He was in Vietnam when it was before most troops got there, when the Green Berets were training people and they were out in the jungles with Vietnamese. He had all the cocaine he wanted. And when he comes back, he's a cocaine addict. And then he has a bar, and then from what I understand, he was selling the cocaine out of the bar too. Then he kicked the habit. He was real happy. And all of a sudden, his brains are blown out. And they made it look like a suicide. And everybody knows it wasn't a suicide. His father was a mafia lawyer. His father knew it wasn't a suicide. But what's he going to do? If he tries to do anything, he's ending up dead. We got a problem. Our country and other countries are destroying the planet. But not really the planet. They're destroying people and animals. Well, people are animals, even though the Christian right doesn't believe it. Of course, they probably thought the earth was flat, too. I understand some people still think that. Dumb. Anyway, to me, we've got to put a stop to this bullshit. We got to stop that pipeline. with that dirty oil. We gotta stop coal production and the use of coal. We have to stop the use of oil. We have to stop fracking. I mean, look what happened in Texas with fracking. People turn on their water and it would ignite. Fires were caused by water. And yet, they still don't do a damn thing about it. You got the Koch brothers. They make their money with dirty oil. And they're the ones that are pushing the Tea Party, pushing the Democrats. Then you got the oil companies that are pushing the Republicans, I mean. You got a Congress. Both Democrats and Republicans are corrupt as corrupt can be. Now, luckily in some of the states, corruption's not so bad. You've got legalized bribery. And it's happening not only in the United States, but throughout the world. NAFTA and TPP are we are losing our countries because of those. It's not just us in the United States that have to worry, it's worldwide. And we have to fight to make changes. I'm not saying get your gun and attack the military and attack the cops. That won't work. What you have to do is protest. And there's going to be some violence caused by the cops. You'll be putting your life in danger if you protest. And now they're getting tanks and all this shit for the cops because they want to keep us down. When the election comes, you're going to have people running there getting big bucks from the rich folks. Do not vote for them under any condition, because if they're accepting that money from the rich folks, they are going to be doing what the rich folks tell them to. Look at our president. When he ran, it seemed like he was going to be the savior. And it ends up that things got worse. Now, you can't blame the economy on him. It goes to the banks. But the thing is, they got rid of all of the restrictions that the banks had. The bankers are criminals. Should be in jail. Now, if they were in Greenland, they would be in jail, because in Greenland, that's what they do to the bankers that fuck up. They put them in jail. And that's what they need to do here and throughout the world. But the bankers are too powerful. And all of that leads to our problems. All of these companies, big companies, are anti-people. I guess they don't consider themselves as people, even though the Supreme Court says they are. It's wrong. And they are destroying our world. They are destroying our country. And they are destroying us. And we got to put a stop to it. We got to put a stop to it. Now, I feel that there's about 30 years left before the human race starts dying off. And these rich folks are going to die off too. Hopefully they'll die off before we do so we can put a stop to the bullshit. If they die off first, that means that the pollution will stop. But we'll still lose a lot of people. We got to do something. We got to put a stop to it. And if we don't, we may not even live our full lives. But I know that our children might, but the grandchildren won't. We got a problem in this country and in this world with the greedy son of bitches who are polluting our planet and who are screwing with our jobs here in the U.S. You cannot blame the job problem on the president. He is trying to do the right thing right now. But he's afraid of the Republicans. Our president is a very intelligent man. Excellent speaker. Of course, it's mostly bullshit now, but we need to put a stop to sending jobs overseas. When I got into accounting, companies were given credit for hiring people. And then when things started getting good, they gave a credit for hiring people who were on welfare and ex-cons. And it was helping. It got our economy going again. They also had excess profit taxes. I mean, the thing about it is Republicans are dead set against welfare, and yet they're giving welfare to the corporations, to the rich folks, and to themselves. A lot of them are involved in farms, and that with the farm bill, they want to keep getting their money, but they want to stop the poor from getting the money. And that's not right. We need to get rid of the corporate welfare. And we need to get jobs back. We need to tax these corporations on their profit, whether it's made here or overseas. Putting money overseas, we need to put a tax on that too. The money they put in these banks on the Cayman Islands and everything, if we find that it's there, they get taxed on it. Maybe 50%, maybe even 100%. The jobs they send overseas, they can't deduct those jobs. So that means that their tax bill will increase. That's what we need to do. We need to vote out the Republicans and get the Democrats back in and independents. Now, I don't like the Democrats. We need to get more independents in there. We need to get Bernie Sanders in there and people he supports. He's an independent. He votes mostly with the Democrats, but he is not a Democrat. And Vermont is having a single payer healthcare system put in. Not Obamacare. But it's going to be a state-run system like in Canada. In Canada, it started off with one of the provinces. And, what's that guy's name? The one from 24. It was his relative. Anyway, I'm going to close it now. I'm going to play the Bobbettes, my sign-off song. I shot Mr. Lee. And after that, I'm going to say goodbye to you. Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3. I shot Mr. Lee. 3, 4, 5. I got tired of his job. Whoa, 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 should have never. Whoa, 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 should have never. Whoa, 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 should have never. Oh no. Whoa, 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 should have never. Whoa, 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 should have never. Oh no. Whoa, 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 should have never. Should have never met a sweetie. You should have never met me. Shouldn't have never met a sweetie. Shouldn't have never met me. Now his memory is down in history. He was a real cool cat and wore a high top hat. He was a real cool cat and wore a high top hat. He was a handsome cat. All the girls loved that. I said, whoa, 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 should have never.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. I want you all to have a good day. I want you to have a good week, good month, and a good year. Most of all, I want you to have a beautiful life. And thank you for being you. And TGY, thank God you're alive.